The terrifying secret behind how popes choose their names. Untold truths from 2,000 years of church history. Why can a single name make the whole world tremble?
And what name will
Every time a pope dies or resigns, the whole world holds its breath. Across dioceses from Rome to Rio, from Manila to Madrid, people always ask two questions. Who will be the next pope? What name will he choose? The second question may sound small, but in reality it reaches into the deepest layers of Christian history.
I wonder what
A single name can awaken memories of glorious pontificates, reopen wounds from dark ages, usher in a new era of hope, or signal a completely unexpected direction for the church. Many people think choosing a name is just a simple ritual. But no, it is a code, a declaration, a prophecy about the pontificate this new pope is going to live and sooner or later die for. We're going to go much deeper into names that sparked controversy, names that became cursed, names that vanished forever, names that became legend, and one name that no one on earth dares to choose. Prepare for a 2,000-year journey from ancient Rome to modern Vatican. This is the chilling truth behind the tradition of papal names, a truth very few have ever
Almost
heard.
every pope chose a new name.
The origin of a tradition that was never written into law. Very few people know that the pope is not required to change his name. There is no canon law that says whoever becomes pope must choose a new name. If he wants a newly elected pope could keep his baptismal name, even ascend the papal throne as Pope Cardinal John Smith. So why have almost all popes, all but two, in 500 years taken a new name?
They elected was named
Not because they are forced to, but because the symbolic power of the name is stronger than any written
after a
rule.
pagan god of
This tradition was not created by the church in a legal text. It was forced into existence by history, and it began with a strange story. A pope with a pagan god's name, the moment that
I cannot stand before Christ
shaped 2,000 years. In 533, a priest named Mercurius was elected pope. What does Mercurius mean? It's the name of Mercury, the Roman god of commerce and thieves, the guide of souls to the underworld. And now a man bearing the name of a pagan god was about to become the successor of St. Peter Impossible. All of Rome was stunned. Mercurius made a radical decision. He abandoned his birth name and chose a new one, Pope John II. This was the first time in history that a pope changed his name, a decision meant to cut off a pagan past and stand fully in a Christian identity. However, interestingly, there had already been a pope named Dionysius, also the name of the wine god Dionysus. At that time, nobody cared. The sacred weight of the title pope was not yet as strong. But by the time of Mercurius, the church had changed. The message had to be much clearer. 400 years, where no one followed the pioneer pope. The surprising thing is, after John II, no one followed his example. For centuries, popes kept their real names, kept their pagan-sounding names, used names that would never appear again, such as Agapetus, Silverius, Vigilius Pelagius. Only in the 10th century did history turn in another direction, when Octavianus became John XII, the decisive turning point. In 955, a young, handsome, but notorious and scandalous nobleman named Octavianus was elected pope. Octavianus was the birth name of Emperor Caesar Augustus, a name full of imperial power, but far too worldly. The new pope changed his name to John XII. This event transformed the act of taking a new name into a powerful symbol, a symbol of humility, a symbol of a new beginning, a symbol of leaving behind the old self. The Pope, Peter II, crisis. Why no one dares to take that name. In 983, a cardinal named Peter was elected pope. There was just one problem. If he kept his own name, he would become Pope Peter II. Something no one in the church dared to imagine. Because Peter is the first apostle, the rock, the only one whose name was given directly by Christ. No one can stand alongside him on the same line. So Peter changed his name
From
to
then
John the
on, Peter
XIV.
II became an
And since then, no one has ever dared
unspoken
take the name
forbidden
Peter II. It became an unwritten sacred law stronger than any document. Names that disappeared because they were too strange, too awkward, or too ominous. Look at the list of the earliest
Today they
popes:
sound
Formosus,
like cartoon
Miltiades,
villains or
Simplicius,
wine brands.
Donus, Romanus, Lando. In classical Latin, these names were fine, but when we hear them today, they sound like cartoon characters, monsters from a video game, or brands of Italian wine. No modern pope wants to reuse them.
Vanished.
Those names vanished forever, swallowed by time. Some names disappeared for other reasons. The previous bearer of that name was scandalous. A particular pontificate ended in violence, or the name was simply too clumsy and hard to pronounce. The name John, from glory to shadow. John is the most common papal name in history. 21 legitimate popes plus 2 anti-popes. But its history is far from smooth. Skipping number 16. After John the 15th, the number 16 vanishes. Why? Because John 16th was an anti-pope who had his tongue cut out, his hands smashed, his eyes gouged, and was exiled to a monastery. Even though he was a usurper, he remained in the historical record, which forced later popes to skip his number.
Then there was a clerical
Skipping number
error
20
that erased John
because
the
of
20th.
a clerical error. An ancient list miscounted, meaning there was never actually a John 20th. So when a Portuguese pope was later elected, he had to take the title John 21, even though in reality he was John 20. 2. John the 23. During the Western Schism, one anti-pope called himself John the 23rd. Yet when the legitimate John the 33rd, famous for Vatican II, became pope, he kept the same number as if to face history head-on instead of erasing it. Why popes never use the names Matthew or Luke?
Why no Pope Matthew or Luke?
Many people wonder, why is there no Pope Matthew? No Pope Luke Force. They're evangelists too, aren't
They
they?
are evangelists.
The reason is very
but
simple.
Their names
There is no precedent.
have no
Every papal name is a continuation of something, a spiritual lineage, a theological vision, a particular style of governance. Names like John Benedict Pius already have many predecessors and carry a rich legacy. Matthew and Luke, though great saints, have never been used. There is no name line, no memory of previous pontificates, no symbolic weight. And because no one has ever broken that ice, the tradition simply continues. 1978, when history split in two. For 198 years, nothing unusual happened. Papal names just kept repeating. Then suddenly in 1978, the world witnessed something unprecedented. A pope took two names at once, John Paul I. It was a fusion of John the 23rd, who opened the Second Vatican Council, Paul VI, who brought it to completion. The new pope was declaring, "I am the bridge between tradition and reform."
A double echo in
Only
history
33 days
no one
later,
has
he died
dared
under
repeat.
mysterious circumstances.
The classic names will
Then his
always
successor
dominate.
took the name John Paul II, a double echo in history so unique that no one has dared to repeat it since. 2013, for the first time ever, a completely new name is chosen. By the 21st century, most people believed the classic names would always dominate. No one would dare break tradition. Everything would continue as it had for centuries. Then, a cardinal from Argentina was elected. His birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio. When asked which papal name he would take, he paused, then said a single word.
Or something entirely new.
Francis. Francis. A name never used before. A thunderclap in Vatican history. This name broke every unwritten rule, no precedent, no previous pontificate to echo, no aura of power or imperial grandeur, only the poverty of Francis of Assisi. That was the moment history turned a page. So what name should the next pope choose? Throughout 2,000 years, papal names have never been just labels, rituals, traditions. They have been prophecies of each pontificate. They have been mirrors reflecting the church in every age. They have been maps pointing the way for over 1 billion souls on earth. And in a world this turbulent, that question has never been more important. What name do you think the next pope should choose? A traditional one like John the 23rd, a strong one like Pius XIII, a return of Benedict VII, or a completely new name like Luke or Matthew.